Why do we feel busy but not productive? Hey, it's Scott Beebe with Business on Purpose, and it's time to be liberated from the chaos of working in your business. We were sitting in our conference room, and she was sitting across the conference room table about to take on another task in the middle of owners and key leaders being in the room. And finally, she just sat back, she looked up, and she let out this exasperated sigh. And the only words that she could seem to muster up in the moment were, "Why do I feel so busy and still seems like I get nothing done?" In other words, why do I feel so busy but not productive? It's a frustrating reality for many owners and key leaders. Owners feel it when they're slow to delegate or sit with the quiet sentiment of, well, it's just easier if I do it myself. Key leaders feel it when they are inundated with abdicated tasks often and sit with the quiet sentiment of, why can't we just get more help to handle all of this work? Busy has become a badge of honor. It's become a badge of suffering and a badge of importance. What if you struck the word busy from your response when people asked, "Hey, how are you doing?" We say it all the time. "How have you been?" Your response? Busy. Looking back on the use of busy in written history, actually, if you go look at it in Google Ngram, it shows you the word has seen really two big spikes since the 1700s. The first spike was around the 1920s and seems to be in response to the Industrial Revolution. It makes a lot of sense, the incessant work life of the factory laborer. The second spike, though, started back in the 1980s, and you could start to see it go up from the 80s as the efficiency-laden personal computing technology revolution began in real widespread earnest. The use of the word continues to rise even today. To be busy is to simply have a lot to do. That's the definition. Busy says nothing about effectiveness. Busy says nothing about impact. Busy is not positive, it's not negative, it's not helpful, it's not hurtful. Busy is not good and it's not bad, it's just busy. It is entirely possible, dare I say it's the norm, to be busy and yet not to be effective. To be busy and to not be valuable. It is possible to be busy and not be productive. Much of our own business is an exercise in simply busyness and not an activity that is leading us towards a defined vision. So let's go back to our original question. Why do we feel busy but not productive? There's at least three reasons that I see. Let's dive into these. First, ultimately, you don't know where you're going. You don't know the vision of where you're headed. This one is really easy to overlook. We all assume that we're headed in the same direction. Without a constant reminder of the end game, the finish line, the vision, then we feel the vision void with our own competing personal visions. And so there's a vacuum that's created when nobody's saying, "Hey, we're going that way, we're going that way." In fact, next Thursday afternoon, our team will get together. We do this about every couple of months, and I just read back through our vision, top to bottom, all of the pages in it, so that myself and our entire team knows exactly where we're headed. A business without a written and oft-reviewed vision is a business that is filled with as many visions as there are people. Imagine a misaligned military where each member is left to choose their own mission. I'll go there, I'll go there, I'll go there. Ask yourself and ask your team, do you know where we're headed? That'd be a good question for you to ask. If they do, then keep repeating it. If they don't, then write it down. Share it, and then keep repeating it. The second reason you feel busy but not productive is because you have little to no boundaries. I hate to call you out on this, but I recently heard Lance Gollinghorst, a member of our ISI group, articulate that we all have access to three major scarce resources: time, energy, and attention. Time, energy, and attention. Attention is indivisible as you think about it. It's well researched that multitasking does not work. As I'm writing and reading this, I should not also be brushing my teeth or checking my bank balance. I wouldn't be able to give full attention to any of those. Energy is renewable. I can generate more energy, and energy is also transferable. I can give you energy and you can give me energy. The real wake-up call to these three resources, though, is in regards to our time. Time, get this, is non-renewable. We cannot make more of it. And time is non-transferable. I cannot give you mine, and you cannot give me yours. So you go into each week with a defined, finite allotment of time. Either you put boundaries throughout your day, roping off all of the task and responsibility, or, listen to this closely, we will do it for you. Yeah, I said that right. If you don't do it, we'll do it for you. So if you make the boundaries, it allows you to maximize your scarce resource of time, energy, and attention. If we make your boundaries for you, then we will devour your time. We will devour your energy, and we will devour your attention. You can make excuses as to why it won't work in the specific role you're in. Hey, Scott, this doesn't work in my job. Well, I love you, but your role is not a special unicorn, and your role is not a special snowflake. Own your role by owning the boundaries for your role, and then share those boundaries with us so that we can support you. The third reason that you feel busy but not productive, honestly, is because you have yet to disappoint the unrealistic expectations of others. It's the truth. You're going to disappoint us at some point. You think that we expect you to drop everything to pay attention, one of your scarce resources, to us. There's one thing that you can do to allow us to extend an unlimited amount of patience around your boundaries. You know what it is? Communicate. Communicate your boundaries. Communicate your delays. Communicate your completions. Communicate your expectations. Communicate the unexpected things. We have unrealistic expectations of you because we assume that you're at our beck and call. Instead, communicate with us that in fact you are at our beck and call between 2 and 5 p.m. on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. So give us the boundaries. Then on those days and times, communicate. Do not focus on the rare exceptions to this truth, like the time the customer called you in a panic at 11 p.m. because they had to know the answer now. I had a real estate professional tell me that last week. Does that always happen? No. But even when it does, probably the reason they called is because there were no boundaries in place. So know where you're going. Know why you're going there. Create boundaries with your weekly schedule and then communicate it over and over and over again. Soon, you'll begin to feel productive, but not busy. Hey, make sure to check us out at mybusinessonpurpose.com. We've got a ton of resources up there for you. We answer some of the biggest questions that you have so that you can be productive and not always feel busy. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to check us out on our YouTube channel at My Business on Purpose, also the podcast at My Business on Purpose. And we'll see you next time right here on the Business on Purpose platform.